everyone. Thanks for tuning to Sims Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So today we're going to be reviewing Heir of Storms. And once again, a huge thank you to the publisher for giving me a copy of this book. I loved it. So it's like very, very fast-paced. The story follows Blaze. And first of all, I want you to envision this world because it's kind of phenomenal. She was born to House Ignitia. So there are four, kind of councils. You have, it's Avatar. You have the Earth Kingdom, the Water Kingdom, the Fire Kingdom, the Air Kingdom. You've got them all, right? And then you have the central one, right? The king of all of them who can access all of their power. And his power is light. Just light, which I think is like really cool, and that's what really makes it different from Avatar: The Last Airbender. He rules the kingdom, and every 25 years I think this says a lot, every 25 years the gods will cause an eclipse, and this means, okay, now it's time to choose a new council, and everyone who's chosen by the gods, when they're born, they're branded with their element, And for Blaze, everyone thought, oh yeah, she's going to be a powerful firebender, so to speak. No, when she came into the world, she brought a storm with her that flooded communities and drowned hundreds. So she brought devastation in her wake. So that one was kind of like seared off, and then she had the watermark on this wrist. And she is chosen along with her twin brother, who is a powerful fire wielder, So every 25 years, the gods decide, hey, it's time to choose a new ruling council. We like to have young, fresh minds on the council, Congress. Sorry. Little cough there. My own personal opinion on that. Here to talk about the book. Sorry. But the gods decide it's time to choose a new council members. And the way they do that is they fight. So the gods choose 4 of each element. 4 people of each element. And you have Blaze and her twin brother. You have Ember, who's kind of a bitch of the Fire Kingdom, and it's her cousin, and she's just, again, a bitch. You don't like Ember. And for a lot of Blaze's life, because she brought in such a devastating storm, she's been ostracized her entire life. However, I will say that she really does have a fierce family. She has a family that does not shun her. Her grandmother is constantly saying, do not worry, your magic will come back to you. Like, her grandmother loves her. No one in her family, other than her cousin, but we don't talk about her cousin, shuns her for something that was out of her control when she was born. Most people just think of her as an abomination. And then you even have the Water Queen, who takes a keen liking to her and says, you know what, you are a water singer, you are the storm bringer. There is power within you. And she sees something. She sees something in her when she takes her under her training. And she has to train all of the, water wielders for this competition. So it's all the firebenders against one another until last one standing, earth, air, and then water. And then, they have to battle it out. So kind of thing, Hunger Games vibes. Killing is frowned upon. However, accidents happen. No one dies though. Well, that's not true. People die. But they do not die in the course of the competition. In any case, it has a lot of Hunger Games vibes to it. It has a lot of Avatar: The Last Airbender vibes. And I really loved Blaze's development in the story because she has thought so little of herself because, again, her family may love her, but the rest of the world, they just hate her. She thinks she's an abomination. So she's very small. She tries to just keep crawling into herself. But throughout the course of the competition, and even with the, kind of love interest with the Earth Cleaver, and with the prince, by the way, they're half brothers, You know, she forms a lot of strong friendships, and she finds her power. She finds her strength. She finds her resilience, and you know what? She learns to love herself, and I think that that's really cool. I love when characters start to love themselves. I think that speaks a lot of volumes to me, because it took me personally a long time to be the person I am today, which is like super cocky and in love with myself. It's fine. It's okay. I admit my faults. But it took me a long time to like myself. So when I see that represented in books, I automatically tend to love it. Tend to, keyword. I think the author really did a good job of focusing in on her developing her power and finding her strength and finding her own sense of community outside of her family. You know, she's learning to see, you know, majority of people may hate me, but you know what? People who matter to me do not. People who respect me and love me for who I am are helping me get a voice, because people are helping her. People are saying, you know, really seeing her as more than just her destructive power that she brought on when she was born. How is she supposed to have any control of that? So it's a really engaging story. It's very interesting. And, you know, if you're looking for something that's kind of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, but not quite there, or if you like elemental magic, if you like court politics, if you like something that's similar in vibes to the Hunger Games, but not so like depressing and gut-wrenching. You want something a little bit more action-packed. You want something that is a little bit lighter and more about finding that inner strength, and even has a swoon-worthy romance in it. You know, this is going to be that book for you. I really enjoyed it. I blew through it. It was such a quick and easy read for me. I didn't even want to put it down. So again, huge thank you for the publisher for offering this book to me and sending it to me. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was that ending. I just love how powerful she becomes by the end of the book, honestly. How the novel starts, you know, her in her teens, and she just, she can barely draw in a trickle. But then her final fight scene, it's like phenomenal. I think I read that scene twice, actually. I did. I read that scene twice because it was so good to see the mean girl get what she deserves. And just to see the extent of how Blaze's power grew, like, oh my god, that scene is going to play in my head repeatedly for forever, because it was just powerful. It was action-packed, and for her to be like, I am the Heir of Storms. I'm like, yes, you go, girl. You go, girl. I thought it was phenomenal that she's going to be the new queen of the Aquatori, and because that's what the Water Kingdom's called. That's what they're called. Venetia, Aquatora. I forgot about air and earth. But super quick read. It's engaging from beginning to end. It really focuses in on, you know, your main character discovering her power and regaining her agency and taking back all the slurs that people have called her entire life and reworking them to fit her own narrative to empower herself. And I really just like that. I love that so much. The whole book is worth it just for that scene at the end for when she beats up the mean girl. And I'm like, yes! Awesome! That scene's gonna live rent-free in my head forever. 100%. In any case, thank you all for tuning in to this review of Heir of Storms. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Please check it out. On that note, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your book-loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.